What's up, everybody? A Sparrow with a Gun here from Sleepless Night Studios, and welcome to my latest PSA channel announcement thingamabobber. So this one's gonna be a little bit on the heavier side, but there's been a lot going on in my personal life and private situation behind the scenes that you guys are not aware of. So there's a few different factors involved here, but for those of you that aren't really that interested and just want to know what's the news, what's the 411, and what's the word on the street, I think I've decided to take a break from YouTube to an extent, and what I mean by that to an extent in that I'm not deleting my channel, I'm not erasing videos or, completely abandoning the channel or anything like that, because I still enjoy the Sleepless Night Studios brand, and if I have anything else to post or anything, I still intend to do it on this channel. You don't have to, I'm not making a new channel, I'm not going somewhere else, blah, 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 blah. I'm just kind of taking a step back. So what that would look like for the typical viewer is I'm probably not going to be doing any kind of scheduled content or let's plays or things like that, and moving forward from as of this video, basically. What I may still do, but it will be an unscheduled thing, and it will just be when the occasion arises or is necessary, is things like announcements for my book release that will be impending, and I'll get to that in a minute. The stuff like Dog Squad, machinima based, or any kind of animation type things, because I want to delve a little bit more into that. Again, I'll get to that in a minute. So basically random project-oriented videos or announcement-type videos I will still be posting on here. I will still be making those kinds of videos, but it will be kind of on an as-needed, case-by-case basis. I won't be doing, inspiration episodes on Tuesday and Let's Plays on Thursdays and blah, 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 blah. I won't be doing any more of that, for the time being, at least. Something that's kind of a given is that nothing is completely permanent, in that if I decide I want to come back to it, I might, and I will let you guys know if that happens. But tentatively, where I'm at right now, as of this video, I'm taking a step back. Now, that's going to kind of be the gist of it. There are some other things in terms of I will probably also be suspending my Patreon account, as I won't be making regular content for it anymore, so I wouldn't want you guys to keep, paying out of your own pocket for not getting anything out of it, kind of thing. I already feel bad enough for some of you that have been very loyal and been very determined to continue supporting me, and I don't feel like I've given enough back to you guys for that. Since I'm not shutting down the brand itself and saying I'm just not doing any more with Sleepless Nights or anything, I probably will keep the Teespring store, merch store open just in case you guys want to, but there's no obligation or pressure. It's just, if I come back to making content regularly at some point, then that would just be one more thing I'd have to reset back up again, which would be a pain. So I'm not really deleting anything, I'm not really shutting down much. Even my Patreon I'm probably not going to delete, but I will probably suspend it. Because if I've understood Patreon's terms of service correctly, if I suspend it, nothing happens with it, it doesn't get deleted, but you guys aren't charged, and it just kind of freezes. So that's kind of the idea. Now, that's, like I said, kind of the gist of it. If you're just interested in what's going on and that's all you wanted to hear, then that's fine. If you're interested in more of a little bit of the why, then I'm going to get into that now. Bear in mind that some of the reasoning, not all of it, but some of the reasoning, some of the factors are from a personal and private standpoint, so those I won't be getting into, but there's just, so things I talk about is not the only factor. But, so lately, the short version, without rambling like I tend to do, is that, I've started to realize something that's been kind of happening over the last couple of years with my channel, and that's that my channel has kind of taken the focus away from things that I wanted to do. And I'm doing things that I don't really enjoy or at least not the way that I enjoy doing them, in order to focus on the channel type of thing. And what I mean by that, and let me preface this, none of this is focused on viewers, audience, subscribers, anything like that. I mean, there's always a couple trolls and stuff, but for the most part, you guys have been great, and I enjoy interacting with you guys and stuff like that. You know, I've had a couple of friends that have done YouTube stuff and things in the past, and I'll tell them stories and things about things you guys have said and conversations I've had with my viewers and things, and they always tell me, it's like, man, you got like great subscribers and stuff, like everybody's positive and no one's like, you know. And I said, yeah, I mean, I tried to encourage that kind of community, but that's still part of on you guys for not making me like police my comment sections all the time, because everyone just gets into arguments and things. So anything that I'm doing is definitely from me and not from you guys. It's not like, you know, oh, I'm just tired of no one being happy with my stuff and things and I can't take it anymore, you know. Nothing like that. The main reasons though is I've had some personal things that have happened in the last year to the last few months, in that range. It's kind of a spattering of timing kind of thing. It all happened at different times, but it's led me to kind of take a long, hard look and reassess kind of thing. And for those of you that don't know, because I don't know how much of this I've said publicly over the years or not, but for those of you that don't know, I never really set out to be a air quote YouTuber, if that makes sense. When I started my channel, it was always with the intent of, well, one, having fun, because originally I started with Minecraft videos with Baseplay KG and Adrian Wannafly and stuff like that, and so it was just a group of us that we were having fun and figured we'd talk about it. But the intent was always to grow an audience, so that when I did other projects like my book or any games that I end up developing down the road, or Dog Squad or things like that, projects that I was working on, anytime I release them, I'm not just throwing them out into the wilds of the internet cold turkey and getting it lost in the shuffle. I would have a platform to release them from that people could, you know, it could bloom from there kind of thing. And that was always the focus. I never really intended it to be a full-time job. I just didn't happen to have a full-time job at the time. And so it sort of became my focus because that's what I could do at the moment. And the problem is, a couple years into that, I'm not entirely sure when. It was probably around when Space Engineers released, and I posted my first few videos on that, and my channel grew exponentially. I mean, I had probably 40 subscribers within the first year or two of my content, and that was it. Like, I only had like 40 subscribers. I released my first couple Space Engineers videos right when it hit early access, like the day or two that it hit early access. And I released a couple videos on that, and I think within a month I had 400. And so the light bulb went on in my head that, oh, this is my thing. Like, I found my thing. And I think, if I'm honest, I fell into a trap that I told myself I'd never fall into, which is, I think the channel became the focal point. It was analytics. It was what draws the more views and what kind of things are other YouTubers doing to grow their channel, because it was always in the back of my head the intent, well, if I grow the channel, then when I release a project, I will have more viewers and it'll have a better audience, which isn't untrue, but at the same time, what I've realized over the last year or so has happened is it's so much of a focus and a time sink that I'm spending so much time on my video production that some of these other projects are not getting done. And so then it's kind of just well, if the point was to grow the audience so that when you release something you had a platform, but you never get the thing done you're going to release, what was the point? So that's one aspect. It's not the only, but it's one factor of I've started to realize my focus has kind of shifted from the original intent, and it's been pulled away from things that I actually wanted to do with my brand, with the company, with things under that umbrella kind of thing. For example, I've run my channel for probably, oh boy, 7, 8 years now, something like that. Actually, no, it's gotta be longer than that. I started in 2012. So in December of 2022, it would almost be 10 years, I think, if I'm doing my math right. So I've run my channel for a while. In that time, I'm not looking at my numbers, but I think I put over 2,000 videos out or something like that. That was never the intent. It happened, and, it wasn't like somehow I got pressured into it. It just kind of happened. It just, my focus shifted, and I just started doing this instead, and only recently, last probably 6 months, a year, somewhere in there, I've started actually wondering about how far into that trap have I fallen. And some of you have even noticed that. You've mentioned things about padding, or what I call fluff, making its way into my episodes and things. And a lot of that was because I got so focused on making sure the videos came out at a regular interval, kind of, again, playing towards the algorithm type mentality rather than the content, that it started to be more of the make the deadline, which is something that I critique a lot of, or I criticize a lot of creative companies like game and movie studios for, they're all about the bottom line and the deadline, not about the making sure the product is good. And so I have to kind of chew on my own foot there a little bit, because without really intentionally doing it or without realizing it, kind of fell into that trap myself. And so I do feel like some of the videos have suffered over the years, and to that I actually would give an apology to you guys, because I made my tagline for my company of Sleepless Night Studios that we don't rest till it's the best. And I made that for a reason, because I've always been a perfectionist that prides themselves on not releasing things half-baked, even to a fault. Of that there's times where I don't feel something's good enough and other people are telling me just put it out there, kind of thing. Like my book, for example, I've had people telling me to get it done for a while because it's already good enough, and I'm like, no, it's not. It needs to be better. But that's the key. That I think that statement is what made me realize this change needed to happen. Because with my book, I'm super protective. It's like, it's not ready yet. It's not good enough. I need it to be better. So why am I okay with putting out a video just because it's Monday night and I need it to go out on Tuesday? And when I started asking myself that question, I started realizing, because what I'm doing, the videos I'm making, the content that I'm producing, is not really what I'm passionate about. And I started taking a long, hard look at it over the last few, specifically the last couple days. Over the last weekend or so, it's been weighing on me pretty heavily, and I've been asking myself a lot of hard questions, and one of them being, if I'm being honest, I'm fairly certain I've been burned out on Space Engineers for probably 2 years now. But because that was the highest view generating content on my channel, that's what I focused on. And I think that showed in that a lot of my videos are very, okay, well, I hit my cutoff time, then we're out of time for today, so we'll pick this up next time. Not that I got done what I wanted to get done. So that's kind of a very broad overview of what's been going through my head, and what is one of the major factors that led to this decision. The other factor, quite honestly, being financial, in that I was hoping that as the channel grew, I would get more monetary benefit from it in terms of ads. Like I said, I never really went at it of being an air quote YouTuber in the sense of like pushing it on you guys. Like you'll notice that a lot of my videos, I don't push my Patreon. I don't push a lot of my merch store things and stuff. And it's because honestly, they're bare bones, but I don't feel like I offered enough in rewards to merit it. That's why I'm very appreciative of the few of you that actually did support me for any length of time, even if it was, $1 for 3 months or something. It doesn't matter. Like, if you put money into my channel, I appreciate it. And more so than I can actually show by giving you rewards, because quite frankly, I don't have the funds to do a lot of that stuff. So it wasn't on you guys to do that. I just meant in terms of ad revenue and things of, you see a lot of these YouTubers that are high enough subscriber rates that when they put out any video, it always ends up in the hundreds of thousands or even millions on a consistent basis. And so it's like, although you're probably not making a lot off one video that goes into the hundreds of thousands and millions of views kind of thing, but if you can do it consistently, that's a decent paycheck. And so I think that was kind of the hope, and I've never really reached that level by any stretch. And so at this point, quite frankly, I'm not getting any younger, and although I will always continue to pursue my creative endeavors such as my book and games that I have planned on making, and machinima type stuff like Dog Squad, Yeda Squad, and even things that you guys don't know about because they've been on my back burner list of things to do that I haven't had time to work on because I've been working on videos kind of thing. So it's just kind of one of those ideas in general. A lot of that kind of comes full circle to the focal point is just in the wrong position at this point for me. So with that, like I said, I'm not abandoning the brand or anything. I'm not rebranding. I'm not doing a new channel or anything like that. I'm really just taking a step back and reassessing and making YouTube specifically the back burner while making my company and my projects the front focal point. So it's not quite so much an abandonment or I'm done with YouTube and I'm leaving forever and all of that kind of thing, as much as you're just not going to see a lot of the random, I guess it's not random for you guys, but you're not going to be seeing a lot of the, I guess for lack of a better term, unimportant content of like Let's Plays and Space Engineer stuff and playing other games and things like that. You're probably only going to be seeing me post videos when it comes to my projects, whether that be animation projects, graphic novels, games, whatever. Now, to be fair, you're going to be seeing stuff about my book in the next couple of months. If not in the next month, in the next couple of months. Because, as taking this sabbatical, taking that step away from video production, that's going to be the first thing I prioritize, as well as some other things personally that I have to pursue on my own. But just in terms of my company side of things, I'm definitely going to be digging into my book and finishing my editing. I don't have very far to go on that, but there's still quite a few other processes after my editing process that need to be done before it'll be ready to be released. So my estimate, if I'm just backing off of YouTube and I'm focusing on my book and other things like that, my estimation would be somewhere between March and April. Which, now that I say that, it would be really funny to post a video on April 1st saying that the book's coming out, and I may actually do that, I'm not gonna lie. If I can do it, if the time frame allows and I'm ready to release, I may actually post an announcement on April 1st. Just know that it won't be an April Fool's joke if I do. If you see anything else, it probably is. But if you see an announcement about my book on April 1st, it's probably not an April Fool's joke. It's me being comical. Because I love that kind of stuff. But, so yeah, the book will probably be coming out fairly soon because of taking this break, because of stepping back, and things like that. So after that, I don't know. After that, I'm not sure what project I will prioritize after that. I imagine it would be Dog Squad, but if my book does well enough that it's something that I want to pursue as a career or something to that effect, then if I feel that's viable, then I may dive right back into writing another book or something like that. But, so that I'm not so sure about. I still intend to do stuff like Dog Squad, and funnily enough, saying I'm backing away from YouTube may actually get that done sooner than it would have had I continued to stay on YouTube actively all the time. So that's just kind of a fun nod, but that gives you an idea of what I'm talking about. Is there's a lot of projects that I have, like I said, you guys probably only know about 3 or 4 of them. I have a lot more than that in my head and on my to-do list that I just haven't had time to get to because I'm doing other things, and those other things aren't really paying off for me at this point. And so I just kind of reached a point where something had to change, and I started assessing what that was. and what did I want to do? What was my passion? What was things that I wanted to see associated with the brand, etc. and so forth. And I just kept coming back to doing Let's Plays isn't one of them. I enjoy Space Engineers. I am incredibly burned out on it at this point because I've been making content on it for a while. I would attribute it kind of to how, for those of you that watched a lot of Minecraft Let's Players, probably how like Generic B and stuff kind of backed off of Minecraft when he was just like, I've just been doing... Hats off to Etho. I will forever give that man credit because he's still doing Minecraft content and doesn't seem like he's bored of it, and I just find that incredibly amazing and like good for him. That's amazing. But yeah, so at this point, if I continue to elaborate, I'm probably just gonna run into ramble territory. I will say that although I am not going to be producing regular content at this point, and it'll just be sporadic updates here and there, I would encourage you to subscribe and to click the notification bell and to do the all notifications for one reason. Not because it's like, hey, click the subscribe button and do it, like, because that, but because since I'm going to be backing off, I have no idea how the algorithm is going to treat that when I decide to post something new, like a video announcement for my book or something to that effect. So I would encourage you to at least add the all notifications setting so that if and when I post another video, you will actually get the notification of it, because odds are if you don't do that and you're still interested in my content of stuff like Dog Squad and things like that, or want to hear about my book, that you're probably not going to hear about it because I'm going to post it like a while after not doing anything. The algorithm's not going to tell you about it, and then you're going to miss something. So if you're really interested in that and you want to keep up with my channel and stuff and my progress and projects that I'm involved in, then I will continue to encourage you to subscribe and to set the notifications to all, just so that you'll be aware when I do post something, because the algorithm's probably not going to help me at this point with this kind of setup. That said, I know some of you have actually begun to talk amongst each other and things like that. I don't have any plans to shut my Discord down, but I'm probably not going to be monitoring my Discord and my comment sections and things like that at this point for the foreseeable future until I start being more active again, or even that, if I post a video about my book or something, I'm probably just going to be checking that video kind of thing. I'm probably not going to be responding and reading a whole bunch of the other comments and things like that. So you can comment if you like. You can discuss amongst yourselves if you like. And you can, like I said, I'm not deleting the Discord server or anything like that. It took a while to set up, and if I decide to make an announcement or something, I want to use that platform to my advantage. But know that I probably won't be actively like online and reading stuff and commenting and discussing things with you guys. Probably. If you see me on there, great. You know, it is what it is. Like I said, I'm not abandoning the channel or anything, but I'm definitely going to be taking a deep, long step back and kind of doing my own thing for a minute until I have something more to talk to you guys about. So bear that in mind. Do keep in mind, as I said, I can't stress it enough, I'm not abandoning things, I'm not deleting things, I'm not removing anything, I'm not throwing my hands up going, I'm done, I just don't know what to do anymore. It's just a restructure of how I'm going to be focusing on my channel. It's restructuring what kind of goals and priorities I'm going to have with my brand as a company and things like that. Nothing more, nothing less. That is what it is. You may see some changes to my website if you go there frequently for updates. I don't know why you would, because I'm very terrible about updating it frequently. But as I'm starting to shift it from a YouTube-centric thing and more of a company thing that happens to have a YouTube page, there may be some changes to the website design and stuff like that. So if you want to keep an eye on that, you can. I don't know when that'll happen. I'm just saying it's something that's in the back of my head that I will probably work on, since I might have some time to do that. So with that, I'm going to wrap things up here for today. And if I haven't said it obviously enough, I always appreciate you guys' support and the fact that most of you on my many different breaks from YouTube for periods of time and things, you guys have managed to stay supportive and stick with me and stuff like that. As I said, this is a bit of a... what's the word? It's a bit of an indefinite break in that I don't have a specific time frame that I'm planning on posting another video or anything like that. It'll just be an as-needed, case-by-case, whenever I feel I have something to talk about or share with you guys. So with that, I'm going to wrap things up for today. I hope you all enjoyed. I apologize if any of you are saddened by this news or put out or disappointed. I thought about that in that I know a lot of you are focused on the Inspiration series and look forward to it, and that's probably one of my least or most painful things about a decision like this, is that I have to leave some of you hanging with things like that, but I hope you can understand my position on it, and I appreciate all of your support up until this point, and hopefully in the future, but I understand if not, and I will see you guys the next time I post something, so I will see you guys later. Peace.